Hello students, today in this video we are going to see the chemistry chapter, the S block elements, okay, S block alkali metals. We are going to see the points to ponder in S block elements, the two alkali metals, okay, alkali metals. Now see, let's start. First point number 1, it is we are going to see with the density, okay. How is density related with mass and volume? Can you see it? Yeah, think of it. I'm going to write now. Have you got the answer? Yeah, absolutely. Density is mass by volume. Correct? Okay. Now, from this you can predict that density is inversely proportional to volume. Inversely proportional means one decrease, one increase, one increase, one decrease, like that. Oppositely, they are matched with each other. So, density is inversely proportional to volume. Volume is a relative measurement of size, correct? Size of the particular particle. Now, if you take the group series down the group, okay, down the group, that size increases. This like the size increases, no? So the volume increases. Volume increases down the group. Then density decreases down the group. So the least density element is lithium. What is the density? It is 0.534 gram per centimeter cube. This is the least density. Least density element is lithium. Keep this in mind. Next, so last element of the alkali metals is what? Francium is a radioactive element. We won't consider for these properties or not. The last element is cesium. Okay, cesium, the density is 1.90. Highest, least density means highest density. Highest density is cesium. Okay, it is 1.90 gram per centimeter cube. Are you clear with this point? Now, next the property is melting point and the boiling point. How is melting point and boiling point related with the size? As the if I take lithium and lithium, okay, now I will write this. The second point is melting point and boiling point. Okay, now clear? Next, this melting point, if you see, now I am taking the lithium atom and the lithium atom. Now this is cesium atom and cesium atom. Okay, now they have their own radius, correct? Now I am attaching this, the bond is formed, metallic bond is formed, metallic bond. Okay, the melting point and boiling point, it depends on this metallic bond. Are you clear? See, understand the concept, you need not to mark up. Okay, now metallic bond, if you see with lithium and lithium atom, the distance between their nucleus is this much. If you see cesium and cesium atom bonding together, the center point is this much. You know this, as the distance increases, the bond weakens, correct? So this much is the distance over here. Which is the weaker one? Yeah, absolutely, this is the weaker one. So as we come down, the melting point decreases. The same what boiling points in alkali metals, it is easy, there is no exceptions in a melting point and boiling point. Okay, as regularly they decrease down the group. Decrease, you write like this, decrease down the group, the melting point and boiling point, both they decrease down the group. So highest melting point is lithium, lowest melting point is cesium. Are you clear? I compared the first element and the last element. Okay, Now the third property I going to tell you is metallic bond strength. That's what I told you here. This metallic bond strength. Okay, metallic bond strength is what determining the melting point and boiling point. Are you clear? Now, hydration enthalpy. Hydration enthalpy. So, most of the students are confused with this hydration enthalpy. What is this hydration enthalpy? See here. Hydration enthalpy. Okay. Now, you take the same way I comparing the lithium and cesium, because in middle atoms, okay, I take one middle atom like what shall I take? I take rubidium. Now see, if you see lithium, it is small as compared to cesium. As compared to rubidium, as compared to rubidium, cesium is larger. As compared to lithium, cesium is larger. Now they are immersed in water. Okay, they are immersed in water. So as the water molecules like this, they are, okay, water molecules. As the size is decreasing, the water molecules can accumulate large over them. Okay, large over them. Like here, if you see in cesium, the same amount you take. Now I am taking here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 molecules of water. Here also 5 molecules of water. Here also 5 molecules of water. So if 5 molecules of water, they can accumulate more in. That means come more closer to the atom. If you see cesium 5, the same way 5 molecules I take. The same way 5 molecules, but the space covered by these molecules is less. The attraction between the communication between the cesium and this water molecules is less, but lithium and this water molecules is more, and rubidium the same way. Somewhat as compared to cesium, rubidium is better connection with water molecules. Okay, now clear? So this is what hydration enthalpy. As to what energy is produced or required for this water molecules to get attracted towards this particular metal. This is what hydration enthalpy. Okay, as lithium has more hydration enthalpy, okay, lithium has more hydration enthalpy. The value can give is minus 506 kg per mole. That's the unit, no, enthalpy unit, kg per mole. And for cesium, it is minus 276. For rubidium, it is minus 310. Okay, clear? So compare this hydration enthalpies. The negative signs indicates the exothermic reaction, the energy released. Okay, this much energy is released in lithium. Okay, this much energy is only released in cesium. So high hydration enthalpy is with lithium. Okay, so lithium is mostly available in hydrated forms. Okay, clear? Next point is need to write the order, no, the ions order. So that is lithium ion is more greater than sodium, and it is greater than potassium, rubidium, cesium. Okay, clear? See, this is the correct order. There is no exception case. More hydration enthalpy is with lithium, least is cesium. Okay, I gave you the explanation also. Next point is photoelectric effect. Fourth point. Okay, fourth point, photoelectric effect. Are you clear with me? Photoelectric effect. What is photoelectric effect? Simple understanding. It is a phenomenon. Okay, it's a happening. that is emission of electrons, emission, the going of electrons from the surface by exposing it to visible light. Now I taking a particular atom, particular element like you say cesium. Cesium. So this cesium is exposed to visible light. Means red, violet, green, like that. Any visible light. Okay. Um, this visible light is exposed to this particular element. The outermost electron is there, no? They are emitted out. So during the emission, okay, this phenomenon is known as photoelectric effect. Okay, lithium won't show photoelectric effect, no photoelectric effect. Cesium and potassium, okay, for small size I have to draw now. Okay, so potassium and cesium are best photoelectric effect showing elements. Okay, I will tell why, the reason is in a separate video. Potassium and cesium are best elements to show photoelectric effect. Okay, so keep this in mind. They are no for photoelectric effect, they are yes for photoelectric effect. They are no. Okay, clear? So keep this in mind. So only they are used as electrodes in electrochemistry. Okay. Next, the fifth point is, we will start with the chemical properties. Okay, this all the physical properties. Now we are going to start with the chemical properties. That's what the fifth point. That is the reactivity towards air. Reactivity towards air. Okay. Now, start with the first element, lithium. Lithium alone react with oxygen and form lithium dilithium oxide. This is normal oxide. Okay, oxide. This is normal oxide. The oxidation state for this oxide is O minus 2. Okay, clear? Now, sodium react with oxygen to form sodium disodium dioxide, that is disodium peroxide. Okay, sodium peroxide, you can say simply. This is oxygen O minus 1, the oxidation state. Next is M we will put. This M may represent 3 elements, the rest of the 3 elements of this group, that is potassium, rubidium, cesium. Clear? Potassium, rubidium, cesium. These 3 elements, if react with oxygen, form superoxides, that is MO2. This is super oxide. The oxidation. Now see, they form superoxide, correct? The oxidation state is minus O minus 2, O minus half. So I have particularly underlined this, the oxidation states O minus 1, O minus half. So be clear with this oxidation states. Okay. So this is for the reactivity towards air. Only lithium forms normal oxide, sodium forms peroxide, and potassium, rubidium, cesium. This is the condition when no energy or external stimulation, external conditions or influence this. Only in a particular place, in a vacuum, if you left sodium and oxygen, they form peroxide. Okay, clear? Now, as lithium, okay, as lithium and magnesium are diagonally related. Lithium, okay, lithium and magnesium are diagonally related. Diagonally related. Okay, this is the alkali metal, this is alkali earth metal. Okay, they two alone form nitride. Nitride is this, like Mg. Okay, I am talking about alkali metals, no? So first we will see with the lithium only. You don't need to confuse with magnesium. So I related with just magnesium. Okay, lithium react with magnesium to form nitride like magnesium. Okay, this is Mg3n2. Okay, just know this formula. I will deal with this in the next video with alkali earth metals. Okay, now lithium is directly related with magnesium, so they alone will form nitride. None of the element of alkali metals will form nitrides. Only lithium will form nitride in this S block alkali metals. Okay. Now shall we move on to the sixth point to ponder? Sixth point. It is we will deal with the electrode potential mainly. So we will write it. Okay. Electrode potential. Okay, clear? Electrode potential. Next, what is this electrode potential actually? This electrode potential means the tendency of an element. Tendency means the ability of an element to lose electron in the aqueous solution. Can I write here? Tendency. It's a tendency. Okay. Tendency of a particular element to lose. Okay, to lose electron in aqueous solution. Are you clear? Now we know about electrode potential. This is the definition for this. If this electrode potential, how is related with the reducing nature? As more negative the electrode potential, strong the reducing agent, easily means what is the reducing agent? Means which is able to happen oxidation. Is what reducing agent? Reducing agent means they can lose electron. Okay. So we can write electrode potential is directly proportional to reducing agent. Okay, clear? Also you can write it as they can lose electron in the aqueous solution. So already we seen in the hydration enthalpy here. This as more negative, more easily they can hydrated. Correct? More easily they can hydrated over here. So that's what we have seen. So if you see here, lithium is more easily hydrated. They have more negative hydration enthalpy. The hydration enthalpy you can also write it as hydration enthalpy is also directly proportional. So, and the other one is loss of electron loss you can write. So we can relate this in this proportionality sign. So all these points favor to lithium. Okay, lithium unfavorable with cesium. Okay, clear? So electrode potential you see, tendency of an element, and reducing agent. So lithium is the strongest reducing agent. Clear? Strongest reducing agent. It's the important point. Strongest reducing agent. And the next one is cesium. If you see cesium not, here sodium is the exception case. Sodium is the weak reducing agent. Okay, weak reducing agent. Weak reducing agent. Clear? Now, are you clear with the points? Lithium electrode potential is minus 3.04, while sodium electrode potential is minus 2.714. If you see cesium, it's minus 2.927. As compared to this, we can say that sodium is the least reducing agent in an aqueous solution. Okay, this is happening in aqueous solution. Plus charge, attaining plus charge. It is easy way for lithium because they are mostly hydrated, and you can experimentally and practically prove this. Next point is 7th point, Fajan's rule we are going to see. Fajan's rule. Okay, what is Fajan's rule, children? You read in chemical bonding, no? Do you remember that? Fajan's rule. Yeah, he told the how a covalent bond is formed between an cation and anion. Okay, clear? So how is a covalent bond in a cation and anion? What he said is, as we know that the most common case for an the most common idea of metal and non-metal is metal will be bigger in size, non-metal will be smaller in size. So metal will be having more space, and non-metal will be attracted towards the nucleus, that like or not. It's a common point which we learned. Now this point is Fajan's rule told that that covalent bond is between small cation and large anion. Cation is positive, anion is negative. So with this easy condition, what can you say? That lithium iodide, the group of the non-metal is chlorine, bromine, iodine. So iodine has come down, the iodine size is more, lithium is top, sodium, potassium, like that it goes. This size is small, this size is large. So covalent, most covalent is lithium and iodine. Okay, lithium iodide. Are you clear? Now, why this lithium is most able to form covalent bond with anion means it is having high polarization capability. Polarization capability. What is polarization? Polarization is then the distortion of electron cloud, means the attraction of the electron cloud towards itself. The electron cloud is like this in iodine. If it is distorted like this towards this lithium, okay, this electron cloud is more towards this lithium, it is the distortion capability of, this is the normal one. This is the iodine which reacts with lithium, so the electron cloud is distorted. This is how polarization capability. So this has the lithium has more polarization capability. So that's what the Fajan's rule, the 7th point which we have seen. 8th point, okay, the 8th point is solution in liquid ammonia. In liquid ammonia, okay, this elements, the alkali metals react with liquid ammonia, NH3 aqueous you can write. Okay, clear? Now if these elements react with liquid ammonia, they form ammoniated cations and ammoniated electrons. So if I want to write the reaction here, M let it be any metal of this alkali metal. Okay, m plus x plus y, this is the number of moles. This is 2, if you take this is 3, like that. Okay, NH3 gives ammoniated cation. Ammoniated cation, this is X, the first X plus is for cation, and ammoniated anion. Okay, ammoniated anion is negative, correct? E electrons, I told, ammoniated electrons, that's what here. The electron lost here is gained with this much number of ammonia. Be clear with this. Metal, any metal of the S block, that is alkali metals, react with liquid ammonia with X plus Y moles. Okay, X plus Y moles you are adding to this metal liquid wise, and this X moles react with this this metal, particular metal which you have taken, and forms aqueous cation, that is ammoniated cation. And if you take this electron lost by this particular metal will be the electrons, correct? This will react with this Y moles of NH3 and form minus sign. Sorry, minus sign. Okay, clear? So this is what the reaction. So this gives the reaction, this beaker with blue colored solution. Blue colored solution. This blue colored solution is conducting one. This properties and all should be clear, children. So blue colored solution, conducting solution. Next, if this ammoniated and metals, cations and electrons, sometimes after sometimes this hydrogen is lost. Okay, now how to write the reaction? Becomes m plus E electrons. The hydrogen is lost. NH3, I separated this. Okay, m plus and NH3 I have taken, E minus and NH3 I have taken, and this is the liquid one, correct? So it gives amide, metal amide. Okay, amide is formed plus half H2 gases, because after some time it is not a permanent product. After some time this metal M plus and E minus separate from this ammonia moles and lost the electron, lost the hydrogen gas. Okay, hydrogen, and form this amide. Okay, this formation leads to the coloration of the solution change as bronze colored solution. Bronze colored solution. Okay, clear? As the capability of the anion and cation changes, so non-conducting it becomes. Okay, clear? Now, what is the magnetic property of these two solutions? You can say this is as paramagnetic. As they are conducting, no, paramagnetic. This is diamagnetic. This is what the points which we have we need to know. Okay, so are you clear with this? See, children, this point, if you, I told you density is inversely proportional with volume. Also density is directly proportional to mass. But why the density increases down the group means the increase in volume cannot overcome increase in mass cannot overcome this increase in volume. Can I write that point over here? Increase in mass can't overcome increase in volume. So volume dominates over mass. Okay, this is the point to see over here. Okay, are you clear with these 8 points? These are the 8 important points you need to know about the chemical and physical properties in alkali metals. Now in the next video I will put the compounds of this important compounds of these alkali metals. Don't forget to see that so you can get more information. Okay children, if you like this video, if you have understand, please subscribe our channel, and if you have any doubts in this concept, please comment in the comment section. Okay, bye bye children, happy learning.